This will definitely be my only chance to get her. I'm sorry to ask you to come this early in the morning, Dante Yeager. I hasn't been. Oh wait, whoops. It hasn't been long since what happened to Da Vinci, but we detected another singularity. Actually, when was this? Because I don't remember what actually happened to Da Vinci. As soon as he brought that up, I'm just like, what happened to Da Vinci? I don't remember. But yeah. I'm sorry for being late, Doctor. I've been having trouble waking up for the past few days. Oh, you're here already, Senpai. As a master of REM sleep, I can see you are ready anytime. I don't know about being a master of REM sleep, girl. Waking up immediately is a special skill I have. Actually, I pulled it on. Special skill I have. I know I noticed that when I first met you. I still remember how cheerful you were when you woke up that day. That memory is one of my best to date. Mosh, I'm glad to see that you're doing great too. Well, can I start briefing now? Sure. Sorry, Doctor. You were talking about a new singularity, right? But, Doctor, aren't those coordinates the same as Singularity F? It does appear that way on Caldea's map, but the temporal axis is different. This singularity corresponds to the point 10 years earlier in time than the Singularity F you guys investigated before. Singularity F was the Fifth Holy Grail War. Singularity. This Accel order is actually the fourth one, if I am correct. I can't conclude that this is a Holy Grail for certain, but an extremely similar response has been observed. Yes, it's definitely that. Wait a minute. This is... I'm looking for something. Earlier, huh? But is it really possible that a Holy Grail would manifest at the same point so frequently? Actually, even I can't explain that, so I thought I would bring someone who seemed capable of doing it. I see. That's why you called me here. Zuglion? No, Lord El-Melloi II. Indeed. I am familiar with Fuyuki City in Japan, or so I'd like to say. But unfortunately, my knowledge is strained from the history recorded by Lapis here in Chaldea. So either he is lying, or he just doesn't remember because of like certain circumstances, which I can actually believe as well. That's expected now the human history has been incinerated. Many different possibilities got mixed in with Caldea's observation results. Perhaps Chaldea didn't exist in the history where Dr. El-Melloi II came from. Mr., not Doctor. Your world and our world, I am not sure which one is proper human history, but however, it is obvious that both worlds are centered and extremely close to each other. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been summoned. You're talking about the cluster of parallel worlds in the primary branch. In other words, phenomena permissible for revision that share the same future despite minor differences. And phenomena designated for removal, the cluster of parallel worlds that would eventually lead to ruin like fallen leaves. Whew, well. Accel order. Unfortunately, that kind of topic is out of my purview. Well, I mean, yeah, it would be out of your preview, but that kind of... Okay, that's there, and then this one would be... That's there. Okay. So yeah, 2 lapses in my freaking... That's gonna be 2 lapses in my audio. It's a part of the world that, unless you're one with a heroic spirit like me, is hard to understand. Besides, it's not something Dr. Yeager must hear either. So I'm going to tell you only what I know. This is all just based on the event that occurred in my world, mind you. So, your records indicate that the First Holy Grail War took place in Fuyuki City of 2004. However, as far as I know, the Holy Grail War had occurred 5 times in Fuyuki City. 5 times? That many? I see. So, depending on the situation, the Holy Grail War already happened 5 times already. Wait, 5 times already? A ritual of that scale was performed 5 times? How did they hide it from everybody? Don't tell me the Holy Grail War is a competitive sport in your world, and people treat it like the Olympic Games? I wish. That'd be funny as hell. A rather amusing idea, but that's not it, Doctor. In our case, the Mages Association and the Holy Church colluded to cover everything up. Of course they did. Phew, that scared me. Please continue, Professor. The temporal axis observed this time was not the 2004 where Singularity F was located, but 10 years earlier, the Fourth Holy Grail War. When it comes to my world, it's not a surprise that you could detect a Holy Grail in the past at those coordinates. The possibility that a Holy Grail could exist at that era in the past, indeed, that would be able to give birth to a new singularity. Could this be a misadjustment to shape us apart? I mean, to observe the light of civilization in the past. I personally hope that's the case. Now that human history has been incinerated, it's impossible to observe light on a normal temporal axis. If a light is lit on Chaldea in a current state, it'll only be a singularity that's removed from the temporal axis. Am I right, Doctor? This is probably a stain that has already been disconnected from human history and will eventually contaminate it. Exactly, Professor. No matter what this singularity actually is, we must retrieve the Holy Grail that exists there. I suppose so. Retrieving or destroying it is the mission given to Dr. Yeager. However, there is a problem. The main reason why the Holy Grail War was repeated 5 times in Fuyuki was because the Holy Grail never manifested itself, not even once. Also, due to a certain accident, this ritual has been mutated to a state you can barely call it ritual anymore. In conclusion, you mustn't retrieve this Holy Grail. It is a Holy Grail that must not manifest. It's just a poison. While it's tempted to participate as a wishing device, in truth it was... Wait, what the hell? It says, while it tempted the participant as a wish-granting device, in truth, it was merely a device of mass destruction created for the purpose of eliminating the world. You are really knowledgeable. Of course, I did my research. Besides, it's my responsibility as a participant. No, I just want to reassure myself. I put in a considerate amount of effort to dismantle Fuyuki's Holy Grail. When it comes to the circumstances surrounding this land, I've left no stone unturned. How dependable. From the way you sounded, I guess I don't have to ask you to help us, right? Doctor, you sure are a bad guy. You called me here because you wanted me to help, no? I will join this investigation. I believe I am the best observer. Don't you think so? You'll be a great help. No, you say that, but you really want to go, right? I won't deny that. The Fourth Holy Grail War is a fateful event to me in no small way. And it's about to begin right now. I'd be lying if I said that I had no interest. Then it's settled. Let me get ready for Rayshift now. The target coordinates are Fuyuki City, Japan, 1994. Looks like it's gonna be different this time around too, so watch out. The man who knows Fuyuki. So this is Fuyuki before it was in flames. Looks peaceful. I mean, yes, seeing how vibrant this city is, somehow I feel very relieved. But to think in 10 years, catastrophe would visit a quiet town like this. You shouldn't be too sentimental. We exist in a world where everything has been incinerated. Not just this town. Hold on a second. Not just this town. You are right, but my apologies. I could have worded it better. Yes, normal life is hard to come by, but don't get obsessed with it. Fearing the inevitable tragedy like the catastrophe of the war would only slow you down. You know what? He's not wrong about that. Because we fight as we are confronted with the destruction of mankind's past and future. Excuse me. Sneezing. What I meant was we should keep that in mind and prepare ourselves for any situation. Take this instance for example. You probably think there won't be any threat in a peaceful residential district at a time where everybody is asleep, correct? That's right. To be honest, I find it hard to believe this place was the site for a Holy Grail War. Yeah. About that, that's kind of the thing. That perception is too naive. In a fight between mages, first you must question everything you see. For example, hold on. Oh God. Qui men de ja, eight gates, golden locks formation. Ugh. Oh, hello, assassin. Well, there's your first history lesson, Mosh. Well, not history lesson per se, but you know. Assassin servant, was that present concealment? But even so, that was way too concealed. Damn you, how is that possible? Are you asking how is it possible for me to see through your presence concealment? Well, I can't. I couldn't. However, I do know from my investigation that the assassin in the Fourth Holy Grail War could split into multiple entities and monitor the entirety of Fuyuki. Well, he's not wrong there because that's exactly what happened. I knew we'd get caught in your surveillance network, seeing how flashy Rayshift can be, then it's only natural for you to come scouting. Now that you're in my stone sentinel maze, there's no point in you using presence concealment. Oh shit. Now that's it. It's time to put up a fight. Hey, I'll explain everything later. There's enemy servant eliminated. This battle is over. Yes, it is. That was a pretty easy win. That was pretty weak for us. That was just one of the many assassins. As you've seen, that assassin has the ability to split and manifest multiple bodies. That's why the fight is not over yet. We must prepare for the next encounter. Hang on a second, I'm trying to do this. Do you mean a single heroic spirit has the ability to manifest as a group? Not only is it a fearsome ability to use in espionage unless one has an army. Wait. Said unless one has an anti-army noble phantasm, it means that the assassin can overwhelm any opponent with sheer numbers alone. Don't know that I've manifested Koingmen Dunjia. But now that I've mastered Koingmen Dunjia, they'll just end up as my prey. They'd have to keep the entire Fuyuki area under surveillance for the time being. I said they can't exactly ignore us either. Assassin will most likely keep sending people to attack us. As a result, they have broken the golden rule of military strategy by continuously investing their combat personnel without a reserve. How very sad indeed. That's kind of the point with assassin. The assassin doesn't have any general skills. We'll have to fight them one after another, but they shouldn't pose too much of a threat, or a threat at all for that matter, because you now just take them out the minute you lay your eyes on them. Now then, there's no time to waste. Onward, I say onward. But aren't you going to give us an explanation now? Apologies, but it will have to wait. I'm not trying to be pompous. It's just we're in a race against time. Oh, don't make that face. I'll explain as many things as I can on our way, starting with the most vital matters. To be honest, the Holy Grail War in Fuyuki is basically a scam. Yes, it is. The whole battle royale for the chance to grant your wish format is just an outright lie to lure in participants. A lie? That's terrible. Tricking someone by telling them their wishes will be granted. That's criminal. It absolutely is. If these Holy Grail Wars were a widespread thing in a different world, I bet there'd be a lot of lawsuits being filed over them. That being said, in this world, that is in my world, that didn't happen. That's because Holy Grail Wars only took place here. It was an insidious trap, one that, with the defeat of each participating servant, means an unprecedented disaster draws closer. When the required number of summoned servants have been sacrificed, all the evils of the world, Angra Monyu, will activate. Why, thank you for pointing me out, jackass. Now everybody's gonna be gunning for my ass. Anyway, all the evils of the world. You don't need to know everything. Just consider it something like a bomb that could destroy the world. No, I think I know who he is, since he's literally in my Caldea right now. It has more than enough power to wipe out the entirety of human history up to that point. Singularity F, the first foundation you all have restored. I say that as the likely state of Fuyuki after the conclusion of the Fifth Holy Grail War. The first point to fall as the world crumbles, all because the ritual that should have never been carried out was indeed completed. But why would someone set a trap like that? Who would do that? This ritual started off with a very different purpose and became what it is through a ridiculous man-made disaster. Some jackass decided it was a good idea to summon all the world's evils as a freaking servant, and not only did he get a freaking weak-ass servant, but as soon as he killed me, I basically unleashed all of evil within the Holy Grail. That disaster in a past event, even in this timeline. At any rate, the problem is that the paradox Sheba detected in this era is like a Holy Grail. I see, if the Holy Grail is already here, yes, if the Holy Grail has already manifested, this city should be in flames right now, but at a glance, that's not really the case. So, the Holy Grail detected by Chaldea is likely something different from Fuyuki's Greater Grail corrupted by Angkor Manu. If I recall, the Fourth Holy Grail War is still in its early stages now. Tonight is when everything moves into motion. We can use that. I see, so that's why you've been so conscious of the time today. That's right, right now it's critical that we stay ahead of events. This harbor district will be the key. What's going to happen here? It seems we have it to end our chit chat before I get to explain that the events have caught up to us. You there, may I ask who are you? It seems you are also participating in the Holy Grail War, seeing how you have servants with you. Iris feels something is strange. I no longer detect the presence of Lancer who invited us here. Is that Saber? Is that Heroine X incident? I mean, is this another Heroine X incident? Is that Saber? She appears to be, but that's not her. I mean, she's contracted with another master already. That is one of the 7 heroic spirits summoned into the Fourth Holy Grail War, class Saber, Altoria Pendragon. That being the case, sorry, but we will be your opponent now instead of Lancer. Irisville von Einsword. What? You? How do you know my true name? This is no ordinary opponent. Be careful, Saber. The reason why I know... Okay, Dante Yeager, time for round 2, but this opponent is quite powerful. She's on an entirely different level from Assassin. I realize I'm shoving you into a rather difficult fight, but unfortunately I need to put one more restriction on you. I'm sorry, but don't defeat Saber here. Only push far enough to make her retreat. That's a tall order. I already told you we're pressed for time. I'll explain everything later. Now go on and do your best. Tuturu. Mordred. You don't want me to kill other people. Why? Huh? The enemy Saber has withdrawn from battle. We don't need to go after her. Leave her be. The next one is who we should go after. In the chat rules. Okay, hold on a second. We're definitely gonna have to look at some chat rules because I don't know what the fuck is going on. Well, you can do anything, and I think you can do anything in the chat, dude. If there's a chat problem, like put it up again, and I'll see it so that I can approve it, so that you don't get attacked again. The next one. I've been keeping the servant who was supposed to fight Saber in my Kwang Min Damjia formation, but it's about time. Who are you? Was that strange stone maze your doing? What happened to Saber? Oh, there is no problem? Okay, good, Mordred. Something really came. I meant the message you get, then you join chat. Ah. Meow. Oh, something really came out. Calm yourself, first spear of the Knights of Fiona. We're not Archibald's enemies. What? You know my true name? We seem to be faced with a formidable opponent. How did you know that I was Lance's master? Where is that voice coming from? He's shielding himself with magecraft. This servant's master is hiding somewhere close by. Lord Kenneth, we have hastened to join your side and stand in support of you. For certain reasons, I cannot divulge my name, so let me give the name of Lady Rhinus as my my guarantor for the time being. Rhinus, my niece? I demand to know what is going on here. No, I would not hesitate to provide an explanation at the present time. I would beg your forbearance until tomorrow. However, allow me to say just one thing in advance. I can tell you the current location of Castor. Castor? How do you know that? Tomorrow at noon, I will prove the truth of my words. I will show you anew what values lie in listening to your story. Then, we will pay a visit to your penthouse suite in Fuyuki New Tower at 10 p.m. tomorrow night. So far tonight, will you allow us to go? Oh, so you even know my address, do you? Very well, I don't dislike a smart man like yourself. All the more if you're a mage with a sense of gratitude, but that faint trace of a working class accent in your English, what a shame. But very well, I shall accept your proposal. Having observed how you handled Saber earlier, I will depart here in peace. I will neither flee nor hide myself. I look forward to hearing just what it is you're planning. That's Lance's master? Are you certain about this, master? Patience, Lancer. Yes, they are certainly a suspicious bunch, but when you know a little about what you face, it's best to wait and observe. Best be cautious when starting a fight, got it? Understood. Then, we'll be taking our leave. Come, let's get going, Dante. Well, this is interesting. The wayward sided with Kenneth now. Now then, we can finally take a moment to talk properly. How far did I get in my explanation earlier? You said that once this war ends, the world will be destroyed. Ah yes, that's right. Defeated servants are absorbed into the Greater Grail of Fuyuki as sacrifices to bring it to completion. I know the story. Yeah, I've watched Fate Zero pretty much already. But what happens then is not the granting of wishes, but the release of Angra Mayu. From the start, this war was never meant to have a winner. I mean the story in this for Singularity. No, I do not. Because unfortunately, when it first came out, I kinda didn't have the means to play it. What a cruel tale. After investing so much of yourself and even murdering fellow mages, your reward is the opposite of what you would wish. That's truly cruel. It certainly is. I imagine if I'd been the winner of the Fifth Holy Grail War, I would have turned evil from despair. Forgive me, and to think I am the one who's always saying sentimentality is pointless. In my experience, the Greater Grail activates in a limited capacity after the defeat of the fifth servant. However, that also means that if we can convince at least 3 servants to withdraw from the battlefield, then the ritual will end up eternally in limbo. The Holy Grail will remain incomplete and we can simply secure its vessel, right? Understood. So this time we won't be fighting to defeat the other servants, but to protect them in a sense. Though it'd be best if we could resolve all this amicably, right? But we can't assume everyone will agree peacefully. Since we want the war to end in a stalemate, we need to first seek out and defeat the servants with whom such an agreement is impossible. Just when I thought you were a gentleman. I'm aware of my own savagery. Let me say right now that I started off as a cowardly, subservient boy. But the war strategist I housed in my body get so worked up I couldn't help but change. He is the Zhugliang. Truly, strategists in ancient China can get even more violent and ruthless than military generals. Now back to our conversation of the participants in this Fuyuki, this Holy Grail War. There are two servants we couldn't even try to spare, Caster and Archer. Without a shred of doubt, I can say those two would be incapable of reaching an understanding with us. So it'd be best to get them out of the way before they start engaging other servants. That brings us to Assassin. Their master is colluding with the one in possession of Archer. Since we plan to fight Archer, we'll inevitably have to fight Assassin too, though they've already marked us as opponents anyway. Oh, the one we fought right after we Rayshift here. Next we have Berserker. Since his madness prevents us from reasoning with him directly, everything depends on his master. The key will be whether we can convince the master while he's still able to keep full control over Berserker without having to use command spells. That said, there's always a possibility Berserker could go on a rampage himself independent of his master's will. One vital thing I learned from the Fourth War ended is that the one who summoned Berserker was in an extremely unstable condition, both physically and mentally, but I never did get to meet him myself. Well then, shall we put dealing with Berserker on hold for now? Though I can't help but feel it's risky, yes. Therefore, by process of elimination, we can conclude that our best chances for success lies with Saber, Lancer, and Rider. So that's why you prevented the clash on the docks between Saber and Lancer. Then that only leaves Rider's faction. Do you think they'd be likely to cooperate? Why are you falling quiet all of a sudden? Is there something worrying you? Yes, it all depends on how well I can get them to accept what I'll say to them. Basically, what Waver says to Waver, huh? That's gonna be interesting. Well, Maj, how's the summoning circle coming along? Not so well. Is it not working? The ley line is here, but it's being guarded by another spell, so I can't access it. I guess it's difficult to set up on a land controlled by a proper mage. What do you mean? All the ley lines in this area are under the control of a certain mage clan. I thought there would be a weakness I could exploit, but I was too naive. Her father truly is a skilled mage. With how I am now, I can tell the structure of this spell is very solid. What should we do? At this rate, we won't be able to get supplies from Chaldea. We've got no choice but to destroy the keystone and the mage placed and take the ley lines for ourselves. They should be fairly well defended, but we'll have to break through. I'd like to avoid unnecessary combat because we can't fight on an empty stomach, nothing for it. You mean destroy the barrier keystones? If you do that, won't the mage, the second owner, get mad? Of course, but the family that owns this land, the Toesuckers, are also the mages that summoned Archer. Cannibals. In other words, there are enemies to begin with. I see, but the keystone to the ley line should be carefully hidden, right? Don't worry, I know where they are already. What? How did you find out? The next heir to the Tosaka clan is a student of mine. Oh, oops. In the end, I dismantled the Greater Grail here with her help. When that happens, I learned the structures of the ley lines in this area. Wait a second. You're going to wreck your future student's estate? That this future happens in a different timeline. I have no duties or responsibilities to the Tosaka in this era. And the Tosaka family was one of the clans responsible for Fuyuki's Holy Grail War. If they lose their ley line and become impoverished, it's their own fault. I'm sure the future Tosaka will understand. She's not around to agree though. Someday we might end up paying for this big time. Let's start with the nearest point. After we destroy several of the keystones, we can try setting up the circle again. Is it okay? Stuff like this always comes back to haunt you. Wait up! I'm picking up traces of magical energy nearby. They're not human and they're headed straight for you. I can see them too. What are those monsters? They look like something that I want nothing to do with. They're fragments of the sea monsters summoned by Cast. Angra is still useless. He is literally a suicide character. Yes, my character definitely is a suicide character. I know. The caster who participated in this Holy Grail War has completely lost his sanity. Ah yes, the archer part. Yep. He doesn't have any strategy or plan. He just keeps summoning familiars to devour innocent civilians. Let's get him. They won't hurt us if we leave them alone, but even in a dark back alley like this, if innocent people come back here, there'll be disaster. Let's take the time to get rid of them. That's another ley line point secured. It's going well, isn't it, Master? Yeah, but it's about time. Let's finish up here and head to negotiate with Lance's master. Well, that was quick. Is this really going to work? He seems like a very cold person. Yeah, he's definitely a cold mage. Yeah, well, he's going bald, so leave it to me. But Dante Yeager, I'd like you to let me handle all negotiations with Lord Caden. I'll keep a telepathic channel open so we can communicate in secret, but keep your mouth shut at all times, got it? I'll let you handle it. Let's see what you can do. This ever seems ready to fight at any moment. The air is heavy. How is Lord El-Melloi going to get through this, I wonder? I spoke to Archisorte last night. That's his girlfriend, right? I mean, that's his fiance wife, right? Because I don't know. You were lying when you said you were acting on Raina's behalf. But you agreed to meet with us anyway, which means there's something else I want to ask you about. Your statement about Castle last night. Why were you able to know the Holy Church's actions in advance? Never heard of the name? No, I've heard of the name. I just fucking can't never say it right. It's basically Rayne's last name. Or middle name. I don't fucking know if it's her middle or last name, to tell you the truth. Because for me, it happened long ago in the past. Or it's a type. You know what? Let me look. Because I don't know if that's her last name or her. Okay. Princess El-Melloi. No, Rayne El-Melloi Archisorte. Or Archisorte. Yeah, I can never say it right. What? At least I don't think I'm saying it right. I'm probably botching the hell out of it. I can't wait till she becomes a servant anyway. The morning after the servant battle at the Wolf, the overseer speaks to all participants and offers a special reward for the first to kill Caster. But that's not all I know. You originally intended to summon Iskangar for this battle. You even had the catalyst for it. However, it was stolen by a student at the clock tower, Waver Velvet. And you were forced to summon Diarmid Ue, fucking hell his last name, instead. How did you? And it's not you that's providing the magical energy for that servant. It's your fiance Sola Ue. I'm not saying her fucking I'm not saying her fucking full name. It's Soloi. Soloi. You have her in another room to keep her safe. Well, it's good to be careful. Look at this fool's blood red eyes. Oh, speaking of Lady Soloi, there was a love letter drafted left in the thing. Wait. Left in your study. I believe it began, to my beautiful beloved. Your eyes glisten like the morning dew. Shut up, enough. Who are you? I wasn't lying when I said I was acting on behalf of Lady Uranus. But I will only officially receive that duty 4 years from now. And thus, everything I told you is part of my memories of the past. You're taking this seriously. I suppose I should have expected that from the leader of the Archibald family. A traveler through time, huh? I've heard that some are working very hard at that research. I thought it was stupid nonsense that would never come true. Even so, I need a more believable explanation. What you're saying is similar to true magic. Of course, there must be quite the backstory involved. I'll give you an overview. Let me begin. Basically, he's a servant of Chaldea in the future. Blah blah blah. This blah blah blah. That. Now you're up to speed. Yep, full answer again. I see. Observing the past project on the Earth's environment model and the Rayshift technology that implemented the heroic spirit summoning system. And all of this is made possible by the use of the Spiritron calculation engine. Spiritron calculation engine. I'd heard rumors that the Atlas Institute was working on such a thing, but yes, all of these great achievements in magecraft are accomplished by the Archibald family. In the future, yes. I mean, sick and tired of this thing freezing on me. What? You there, don't let it show on your face. Remember, Poker Face Senpai. So, in the future, the Archibald family achieves all this. Of course, this is only possible due to your astounding leadership. Your later exploits at the clock tower. Bring together a number of different academic factions to make this huge project called Dea a reality. If Director Olga Marie heard this somehow, who knows what she'd say? She'd probably blast him. Right, I don't even want to imagine it. I have no connection to the Atlas Institute. I dislike that group's eccentrics. I would never work with those pessimists, or so I thought, but I see. Well, it's not impossible, is it? What? What? Is the Lord of the Clock Tower a jackass, a moron, an idiot, an egotistical retard? He's all of the above. Well, I was just thinking that the evocation department and mineralogy department weren't enough for me to get the upper hand in the academic world. I was thinking perhaps it was time to find some new research. Yes, I'm surprised I had such skill in that direction though. I guess even in my old age I can still pull off some new tricks, huh? What? He's not the kind of person I thought he was. He's not, right? Amazing, yes. I always believed it. Right now, you may be struggling, but in the future you'll achieve great things. Of course, it's not only your technological achievements, but the financial backing provided by the Sophia Ray clan. The vast amount of funds required for the Chaldea was only available due to the loving relationship you have with your future wife. Ah, shucks. I've dedicated my whole life to magecraft, so I don't know if I could be a family man. At least I didn't until now. I see. Well, at least he has some good in him since the thought of being a family man makes him giddy. I guess we can give him a pass. I guess if we can give him some leeway. Not a full pass, but at least some leeway. Oh, so the reason Lord El-Melloi wanted to get the lens faction on his side first was that they were the easiest to trick, maybe. And so we come here to make your future glory all the more certain, Lord Archibald. But time travel brings with it certain restrictions on what you can do in the past. We can't offer you too much aid, but when it comes to information, yes, with your intervention, I'll have the advantage over the enemy at all stages in the process. First thing you must do is eliminate Caster. The other masters don't know where he is. If you can launch an attack first, the additional command spell, the Overseer Promise, will be yours. Wonderful, so I'll get a 4th command spell before I even use one. Ha ha ha, this battle's as good as won. Fucking hell. I joined this battle mostly on a whim, but if my future descendants are intervening, perhaps there's more meaning to Perhaps there's more meaning to this than I thought. Please just keep in mind that possibly cannot be ignored. We can only speak to events that have already been decided when it comes to our intervention. We must remain silent about anything that has not been observed by anyone in this temporal axis. Otherwise, the ripples caused by the changing of history will grow too great and may activate the counterforce. Our very intervention has caused the future to change and lose its certainty. What happens now is unknown to us as well. These secret spells enter the realm of true magic, and so they aren't that easy to use, huh? So I guess it all depends on how you use them. We're almost at Caster's workshop. This is where it gets rough. We've already passed the boundary. It seems something's coming. Caster's pet familiar. He has a powerful number of phantasm, but is weak as a mage. However, in large numbers, these things pose a threat. If it's giving such power to scum who can't even keep their magecraft secret, I guess I'll need to personally secure this Fuyuki grail. Go, Lancer! Destroy all who stands in my way. As you wish. Senpai, we're being left out of this for some reason, but we have to fight too. Bring in the fight!